Feeling comfortable and confident in the water are skills all children need to have, and they can get them right here at Aqua-Tots in Springboro. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson, and this is Springboro Business Matters. We are here at Aqua-Tots along with Tyler Earhart. He is the general manager, and what a great, I guess every season is swim season here, right?
It is, yes, year-round swim lessons.
Well, let's talk about what you offer here, because this idea of going to a place that's not really your local pool is a little bit different to get swim lessons.
Right, of course, yeah. So here in Aqua-Tots, we're open year-round, 360 days out of the year for them to get swim lessons every week.
And this is a franchise, so there are Aqua-Tots all over the world, right?
There are, yes. So I think right now we have 145 Aqua-Tots open up, worldwide.
Well, let's talk about swim lessons. When should a child, a baby, an infant, when should you start swim lessons?
So we recommend starting swim lessons as young as 4 months old. That's when we start
okay,
swim
infants
lessons.
almost then, yeah.
So they are in the water with a parent, but we try to recommend as early as you can get a child into the water.
And then you teach children from 4 months till what age?
So our normal swim lessons are 4 months old until they turn 12, 13, but then we do offer adult swim lessons.
Which is so important because a lot of people go through life and never learned how to swim.
It is a necessary life skill that they need.
I was going to say, when we say it's an important skill, we need to feel comfortable and be confident when we're in the water, right? It's very important. Well, let's talk about the programs that you offer. You have swim classes?
So we do swim lessons. We do have a swim club. So for kids that are wanting to progress through all of our levels and kind of get really proficient with all of their strokes, we do offer a swim club. We do also have adult swim lessons, and we do have what's called a SNAP program. So it's students needing assistance program. We do offer that as well.
So walk me through a typical, and I know that every age level is probably different, but what a typical class might be like.
So all of our swim lessons are 30 minutes long. So they have a specific skill set that they have in their curriculum in the level that they're in. So they'll focus on safety skills. They'll focus on developmental swimming ability skills that they'll have progressing in levels, yes.
And then who is teaching these classes?
So we have highly trained instructors. I have water safety instructors that they go through extensive training to be able to teach swim lessons here at Aqua-Tots.
So you're not just bringing somebody in and throwing a kid in the water?
No, there's a 3-step training process that they go through. It totals about 60 hours that they will have before they're independently teaching a class. Yes.
And then you said classes last about 30 minutes?
Yep, all of our swim lessons are 30 minutes long, and we typically like to tell people to stay in the program as long as they can, but typically a lot of people, it's like 1 to 3 years that they'll stay in swim lessons.
And I guess that depends on the individual, but how long would it take to learn to swim? Is learning to swim learning strokes? Is it learning how to float? Right. Is it what is that?
I mean, kind of what parents are wanting or needing. So if you're wanting your child, they want to swim, they're going to stay in the program a lot longer to really develop those skills with the strokes versus people that have pools in their backyards. Obviously, in Springboro community, there's so many people that have pools. There's community pools, so people want life-saving skills. That's we do teach as well.
And so it's all those things like learning to hold your breath, I guess the different types of strokes, learning to float.
Yep, all of that, yes.
And then when you're in class, what's the student-teacher ratio?
So all of our swim lessons are 4 students to 1 instructor in the water.
And is there a certain time of year that you should learn to swim, or you can come in any time of year and start classes?
I mean, you can start any time of the year. A lot of people usually use the indoor swimming pool for a winter sport, but a lot of people do come in the summertime trying to prep their children ready because they're going on vacation. So the importance of swim lessons when they're going on vacation to an open body water, it's a lot different than when they're in a controlled environment.
And we are taping this during the summertime, and we know a lot of people do have pools, but give us some basic tips. We always talk about common sense, but a lot of times, we're not practicing common sense. So what are some good tips that parents should know when you have a pool in your backyard?
Yeah, so we kind of teach all of our kids the safety of a pool. We're not going to get in the pool without an adult or a water watcher, someone watching the pool. There's barriers put up around, so people that do have pools, they need to have proper barriers, fencing, locks. They're not going to be able to access the pool when they're not there. And then as well, if they're going to an open body of water, they're going to have a life jacket or anything like that on.
And always be aware of water, right? Because you can drown in any amount of water. That's
correct.
So getting back to this is a different kind of setup. You have these very comfy looking red chairs. So do parents sit here and watch the lesson, or walk us through a lesson from the parent's perspective?
Yeah, so they get to come in, they will check their child in at our front desk, and then they get to sit in the air conditioning environment in the red chair and get to watch their child swim lesson the entire time.
And then we see a lessons going on right now. That's just with 2 students. It looks like you've got some floaties and other things. I guess that's just part of what a lesson would be.
Yep, so we have all of the tools that we have that we would use in a swim lesson. So we don't utilize in swim lessons like life jackets. We are teaching them how to float on their back independently and do stuff if they fall into the pool, turning around, climbing out of the pool. So we don't utilize life-saving flotation devices in our swim lessons.
And I am putting you on the spot, but if someone were to fall into the water, are you supposed to flip on your back and try to float? Is that the first thing you should do?
So 1 or 2. So our younger children are going to start learning if they do fall into the pool, they need to turn around and climb back out and grab the wall, and they're going to climb out. Or we do teach it when they do jump in, they are able to flip onto their back and float. Yes.
Okay, so you really should be trained by a professional, but we all need to make sure that we know some of these safety tips as well, right?
Yes.
How can people get more information? Is it better to walk in and find out? Can you observe a class? Should you go online? What's the best way?
Yeah, I mean, we are open 6 days a week, so you guys, anyone can come in the morning or in the evening to kind of observe what it looks like with swim lessons running on, and they can get all the information from someone at my front desk, or all of the information that we do have is online as well.
And if you had to say a typical amount of time to learn to swim is?
It's hard to say. It's based on the individual. So it really just depends on the child's development, yeah.
Okay. And adults. So if adults want to learn to swim, it's never too late.
Correct.
Come in and you can learn all of these great techniques that will make sure that you have a fun summer and whenever you go to someone's pool, right?
Of course, yes.
So you up for playing a little bit of Fast Five with us today?
Let's
do it. Okay, here we go. If I weren't in the swim business, I would be?
I'd be a massage therapist.
Okay, that sounds very relaxing. The best thing about my job is?
It's watching children who, if they're fearful of the water, independently do a skill without be able to float on their back and enjoy the water is great. To see that progress is nice.
I find the business climate in Springboro to be?
Thriving.
My favorite place in Springboro is?
The K&W Drive-In.
You like ice cream, do you now?
Do,
okay.
Yes.
One word that describes Springboro is?
Happy.
Happy. Very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. I know you want to dip right in that pool. Do you swim every day? Do you try to get in the water every day?
I try to swim at least once a week, but yes.
Okay. Very nice. For more information, it's Aqua-Tots.com.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to the website?
At Springboro, or our phone number is 937-886-4321.
And how do you describe your location here? You're on North Main Street, but what do you give markers, or how do you say you're located?
I say we are in the complex with Dorothy Lane Market.
Always DLM, right?
Yep, that's a must.
Well, thanks so much for sharing information.
Yeah.
Such an important skill. Swimming is so much fun, but it's also important that you know the skills to always stay safe. For more information, you want to go to aqua-tots.com. You can always check out our website, ci.springboro.oh.us. Thanks for watching. Springboro Business does matter, and we'll see you next time.